I spent $250,000 on this.
You did what?
$250,000. What was I thinking? I may have made a big mistake. Man, that truck is dirty. Right now, guys, we're heading in to get a haircut. It's been a while. I got a lot of gray hair in my head. So we're gonna get a haircut real quick. Once we get back out, get on the road to the next stop, and we'll share with you all the details. Feels so much better, guys. Huge shout to Great Clips. Now we get in the truck, try to unlock it. But man, my hair was so long, my eyebrows were long. I was a hairy gorilla. Let's see where we head next. Well, we just got back from getting the old hair did. What do you guys think? Man, looking bald. Just got home. We're going to share with you what exactly this $225,000, $250,000 is, and I'm going to need your help. Man, it's about time I washed that truck. It has been so filthy from doing yards and all the salt on the roads. It's looking good. So you know that we use a lot of equipment here when we pay it forward helping other folks. And we also got 22 acres here out on our property. We like to clean up the woods a little bit out here for the wildlife as well. And I thought I need to do stuff quicker so I can help more people. I wasn't sure what to do, but I think it's a little too late now. Most of all, it's going to help a lot of you. If you're new to the channel, please do us a huge favor, smash that subscribe button. Most of the equipment that we use here on the channel has been stored right in this barn. As you can see, we redid this barn late last year, but one of the challenges is, despite redoing the barn, it's filled inside. And we are running out of space. So we had several options, including expanding this one, but we didn't know what to do. So we actually invested some money and we built a brand new one. So right here is the barn that we built. We will come back to the cost here in a few minutes. We want to share some of the features of this barn. As you can see, we obviously like the black and white color of the barns, as we redid that one last year and we built this one this year. Who wants to copy everyone else? We don't want just a big old red barn, so we wanted to make it a little unique. I think it matches the house pretty nicely as well, because the house is like a gray color. So the first thing as you approach the barn is we do have an entry door right here that's got a secure code on it, along with some other security features. And we wanted one big entry. And so this, I believe, is, gosh, I think it's 20 feet wide, one single garage door that opens up. One of the really cool features is it actually has a camera where it's connected up to Wi-Fi. So the size of this barn is a 40 by 60. And the reason we wanted that big open door is so both of us could fit our vehicles in here. Currently, we leave some of the vehicles outside, but my wife and I, it's just in the wintertime in Michigan, it is terrible. So that's why it's got the single garage door. There are setups out there where you can actually have a split door for each, but when we were talking to the builder, he said one thing you do is you just waste space doing that, so we kept it with one single door. So one of the other items that we had to get in here is Jessica has the Rubicon hybrid Jeep. So we wanted to get a setup that was a quick charge running off a 220. So we got that. And right there is a good old connector that plugs into the Jeep. It's about probably 20 foot of cable. The other thing that we wanted to make sure we did is we did extend the wireless from the house so we can connect everything Wi-Fi out here. Every post throughout this entire barn is equipped with electrical outlets because we didn't know exactly how we're gonna set this thing up. As you can see, it's still kind of bare in here, but we're getting stuff filled up slowly but surely. One of the things we wanted to share with you is kind of how we built the back end of this barn, because it's gonna be very convenient for when we're driving in and out of the barn if we have equipment, but also it's gonna be nice for storage. Check this out. But what we did over here is we actually installed a sliding door on each side right here. The idea is we could drive from that barn through here, and then we left this open over here as well, so you can drive right out through here. We wanted the front part to be for our vehicles, and then the back part, check this out. We haven't finished it yet. I don't know when or if we will, but just in case, right here where that header stops, right up there, there's a possibility that you could section this back part off and make this whole area over there a workshop, and make this whole area kind of a clean area, as my wife would call it. The other thing we did is we had them install an approach pad back here on the outside of the barn. The reason we did this was we wanted to go right up to the concrete to avoid any holes or stuff busting off. As we go back to the other side, we have another pad that approaches kind of from the roadside. And same thing, about 3 foot wide, goes out. We weren't sure how much concrete we should do around this barn because it's super expensive. But one thing that we love is we expanded that out right there, that drive. That is a huge concrete pad so the boys can play basketball. But then up there it approaches that door as well. But over here, let me know what you guys think I should do with this. This, we wanted to plant grass, but I would like to almost do concrete all the way back there. That way, as I'm pulling in and out of the yard with the trailers, I'm not getting the driveway and everything else all nasty. Here, I don't think we do any concrete. It'd be nice to do concrete to the road, but for sure, that's a muddy mess over there. So while this barn is amazing, one of the things that I've been really stressing about a little bit is, man, this barn is nice, but it was expensive. We're gonna be paying on this baby for a lot of years. But I think it's important to be able to store the equipment, and as we get new equipment, as you'll see here in a minute, total cost on this barn, kind of beginning to end, was right around $115,000. When it comes to lawnmowers, you guys are used to seeing this beast here. It's the Ferris 61 inch. So 61 inch is absolutely amazing for doing large yards and getting stuff done fairly quick. But I ran into a lot of challenges when I was getting into smaller backyards where I had to use a push mower. I am not against using push mowers or weed whackers. I've weed whacked the entire yard with a weed whacker. But my big thing is time. The less time I spend on one yard is more time I can be spending helping a lot more of you. Let me know what you think about that down in the comments. So we looked and looked and looked for more Ferris mowers in stock in a 36. No one had them, and I didn't want to wait on buying one. Otherwise, I'd probably change my mind. So what we did is we picked up this one here. So this is the Gravely Pro Stance 36-inch cut. You have used Gravely. Let us know in the comments what you think. So one of the things that I thought was really cool on the Gravely is right here. On the Ferris, I'd actually take this off. With this one here, the chute, you basically just lift up, put it down, just like that. If you want to keep it up, just like that. Simple, easy, and sleek. You got several speed selectors based on adjusting some things up here. And this has literally 0.3 hours on it. Has a nice platform. The platform actually slides up, and you can put it up here so it reduces the trailer space. One of the other things I love about this is if you're driving, it's got this little foot pedal. So you basically just push down on this and it lifts the deck up, or so you don't scuff the yard real bad. Our Ferris did not have that. I literally had to yank it up hard as I could with my arm, and it hurt like hell. So Gravely, how much did the Gravely set us back? We'll get back to that in just a second. We wanted to show you this next. So we picked up a Kubota L4060 limited edition, brand new, and this thing, we've had it out twice, and this thing is a monster. It's the bigger brother to the L2501. The reason we picked this up is we needed more horsepower, able to do kind of larger properties as well, quicker. You can see how amazing this is It's definitely made for a lot of brush, has a nice fancy brush guard there. It also has the bigger, wider tires compared to our other one. You can see that a lot of this is encased in the frame underneath. Even has these kind of mud guards to keep your feet clean, which I did not get it because of that. Here is the main reason I got this. We got a bigger mulcher, a Balmalite MP360 versus the MP348. This thing is a beast. It's a big beast. And we got more PTO power, we got more horsepower, but then the seat, I tell you, I've never sat in a more comfortable seat. This is one of those air ride seats. It's incredibly comfortable. Then as you get up over here on the driver's side, your control center is kind of up here versus on the L2501, it's up here. We got this here to lift up the PTO. You can also set it here so it doesn't fall down. This here runs the valves on the back. You can turn that on and off in case you have a implement on the back that has a shock and can rotate different angles. This mulcher is a real deal. Same setup, just bigger for more power. We also made sure to add the third function valve because we wanted the grapple. We thought about buying a new grapple, but our everything attachments grapple, which is amazing. By the way, I guess they just went out of business or something. So this is like gold. The only unfortunate part is this tractor is probably about a foot more wide than the other one, but I'll take a smaller grapple with less weight to pick up heavier stuff any time of day, and it works flawlessly. So you can see as you look at the grapple, it's actually just about as wide as the front tires, but not the back tires. But that's okay, because that thing, I tell you, is amazing. It's a rake, it's everything. And we also got the Quick Connect Kubota bucket that obviously came with it. And really cool how they got the little edge on the front there. We didn't have that on our other tractor. And also it's got the Quick Connect. There's another reason I picked up this equipment. The more equipment I have, I can have someone go out and help me. The bigger equipment I have, the smaller equipment, I want to be versatile to get in and out quick as I can to just help more of you. What am I going to do with all the old equipment? Stay tuned. But first, let's get the cost of this. So remember I talked about the Gravely mower? That was right around $6,000 for the mower. And the Kubota tractor was right around $40,000. That is expensive. And the debt, as you can see here, just keeps going up and up and up. But I'm hoping to pay it forward to more people and continue paying down this loan. So we're not quite to the $225,000, $250,000 mark. And I should have stopped here, but I didn't. And there's a reason I didn't. I'm gonna share that with you right now. We picked up a bigger mini skid steer. Don't worry, we're still using the Balmalite, but we wanted one with more horsepower as well, so we could run a forestry mulcher on the front of this. So in several weeks from now, you're gonna see a forestry mulcher probably show up, and we can get into smaller areas with a forestry mulcher that the two bigger tractors can't get to. So we're gonna be equipped to take care of basically all of you. This is a brand new Vermeer CTX 100. We literally have probably 2 hours on it. I tell you, this thing is a tank. It's got dual fuel tanks, and the controls are amazing. It's got the high-low here, depending on your hydraulics, but the thing that I like too is it's got this here. This lever is amazing for a grapple. You just push it, and it basically opens and closes a grapple. I believe this is around 40 horsepower. We did get the forks that came with it. I'll show you the bucket in a second. They separate out kind of the high flow. So think of high flow for something like a cutter for the front or a forestry mulcher. So it got a lot more hydraulic fluid going to it. And it's got the low flow, which is more for the grapple to open and close, where you don't need kind of as much hydraulic flow. Again, there is no issue with the Balmalite. Just I wanted more horsepower in addition to that for getting into smaller yards. But I use a Balmalite all the time around here, and I'll still be using that on jobs. So I have 2 of the mini skid steers. The one thing I will tell you is this Kubota, this Vermeer, this Gravely, this is not sponsored, folks. We are paying for this with a loan. We also received a bucket for it. So we got the little, let's see what kind, Burlock? Never heard of the brand, but it's a Quick Connect bucket. So we can switch that out with those forks if we need to. Cool thing is all the attachments we have for the other Balmalite, they'll actually work on this one as well. I have a little hesitation on the price tag on that. I'll come back to the cost on this because I'm almost embarrassed to tell you guys. We're gonna go out here and check one more item. Some of you have already seen this, but we end up getting a hold of jimcamping.com. Check them out for all your trailer needs. They sell Ironbow, one of the best brands out there. We love Ironbow, North Star Company, jimcamping.com. Give Scott a call, 828-684-4284. We paid for this trailer, and this is a 24-foot flatbed. So one of the interesting things about that big Kubota tractor that I got is I got the other trailer that's got the tilt bed. That's like part of it tilts, part of it doesn't. The tires were like almost sticking off by that much when I brought that thing home. So I got a hold of Jim Camping. Scott hooked me up and we got the 24-foot complete tilt deck. The tractor fits on this great. The reason why, there's no fenders. So plenty of tie down locations. And we've used this to pull the big Kubota. And I just love that the whole thing tilts. Up in here, they got a little storage area and it's in here somewhere. I think it's there. I don't know. It's in here somewhere, but there's a wireless controller that I have that actually makes that go up and down. So let's see how much battery we got left. See, this tilts right up. I'm not gonna take it all the way up. The whole bed tilts, and we got a remote controller I use in my hand. So when I'm driving up there, you just put it right back down. But that's not the coolest feature. If you are looking for a trailer, make sure you get one of these. It's well worth the cost. It saves so much time. So we have a powered jack for the front versus a hand crank. This is amazing. You literally push a button, it goes up and down, back right up to a truck. I load this thing up in less than 2 minutes. So instead of pushing these buttons, you just push this button. You see it lowers it and raises it. I tell you, that saves us so much time. The cost for that trailer was approximately $12,500. We needed to get a bigger trailer for the bigger tractor. That trailer is a little bit longer, so we can carry probably a skid steer and the smaller tractor, skid steer and the mower, so we can save a lot of time. We are so blessed. Now, as we get back in here, I got one more thing to share with you. But before I share the last thing, that mini skid steer from Vermeer was $50,000. $50,000. I am worried about the cost of all this stuff. We've been saving money for a long time. It's gonna work out. We wanna help all of you. So what's the grand total? We had probably another $10,000 or $15,000 wrapped up into little accessories and other stuff. Our total was right around $225,000 to $250,000 by the time we add everything up. But I wanna go through all the nooks and the crannies. Here's my question. If you're still here with us, I hope that you have hit that share or subscribe button. But here are my thoughts. With getting this bigger equipment, I'm not using all the equipment at all the times, right? You can only use so much at one time. So I thought about renting some of the equipment out to respectable families that are responsible, which I know we can all debate how you're gonna find them, or to smaller contractors. Let's think about this. To help pay for some of the notes that we took out on some of this equipment, this would really help, as long as I didn't damage it, us have someone come in and rent a tractor like one of these, half the cost that the rental places are charging. Rental places, I believe, are charging for forestry mulchers on a skid steer. Granite can do more, like $2,000 a day. I could rent this for $2,000 for the week. They could cut whatever they wanted. You can see the difference in size between the two tractors. That's the L2501. This is the new 4060. And you can see from the backside, that mulcher is a little more narrow. That's an MP348. That's the Balmalite MP360. They're both phenomenal pieces of equipment. I'll leave a link down in the description. We are so blessed to be able to do this type of work. And while it's concerning that we took out this note, I'm confident that the Lord above us is watching over us and knowing that we're doing the right thing, and somehow, some way, it's gonna work out, and it starts by continuing our mission of paying it forward. So drop a comment below and let me know what you think if we should consider renting these out. After all, who wants to rent out a massive skid steer we got a tractor that can do it a little slower, but a lot cheaper, as seen in this video right here. Much love.